Hi, I'm the Hanceville varsity setter. I'm number 4. I start in middle back and then I transition to left back to where my base is. The one thing I loved about the first play is that we saw how we were with an out-of-system thing, with an out-of-system set, with me taking the first tip, the first ball, and Kaylee, the middle back, I chose to have her take the setters out. When something happens to where the ball goes immediately to the right side, I asked the people who hit the right side to take that ball for me, mostly because I don't feel comfortable running backwards, or I don't think it's going to be a good set if I just try to pass it like a ballerina. But through this game, it was a very well played game through both sides. I love how my team is always tries to be calm, tries to cheer each other on, and communication was a real hard thing for us last year, and so communicating was a big part for us this year. I try my best to communicate with my hitters in my back row, just to let them know what's going on, what I'm thinking about doing, and all that good stuff. We all were really nervous and excited for this game, and when I get excited, I normally can't tell if I'm putting too much on or off the ball when I set, and that I was too excited, and that's kind of what happened when I tried to set the outside right then. I've learned to calm down through games and through serves that are short, even if it hits the net. We all try to read it really soon and try to say if it's short, long, all out, and the one thing I find tough in playing front row is blocking, because I did try blocking for the most part of the games that we've played, and even now, blocking is a hard thing for me, especially since I'm not very tall, and I'm not 6'4". I'm 5'4", and I can barely get my hands over the net. Something I struggle while setting off net is getting my hips around to the ball and trying to get the right distance of off the net and on the net. My outside right now, Kinsey, she does not like really outside fives. She likes closer in fours, and that was a hard thing because I wouldn't mean to do fours at the time. But as time went on, I've learned to control it and know what sets she likes to do. When I get not so great passes like the one there, I don't normally try to force that too, but also I don't I second guess myself, and I don't think the outside is a pretty shot for that, since I'm also backing up as well. And then sometimes I forget I have a back row hitters as well, which during this game we did not have much luck with back row hits, and so that's why we resorted to either a close tip ish thing, or I would just tell them to free ball it to a deep corner. The thing I love about my middle front row right now, Kaylee, is that no matter what type of set she gets, she always knows how to throw the ball down. Her arm is a little cannon, and I love her. Something I learned with my outside Olivia is that right off the bat, I knew she was left-handed. And so learning how to set to a left-handed person without them being on the right side, I found quite difficult in a way, because she is outside and I knew that I had to push that ball further out for her to get it to her hand, to get it to her arm, so she had a clean swing. And yeah. And right now I'm back serving. I don't particularly do well with a jump serve, mostly because my coach right now is telling me that I stepped on a line and that was like a full foot in front of the line before I jumped and before I land. I love jump serving, but I know at the same time I took too many big steps. And that's a real struggle I've had to deal with, learning how to take smaller steps. When the ball is on the net like that, I normally try to get away from the net and try to take that tip ball if they do tip. And I also try to get away of the hitters of the right side and the middle in case they do just go up for that ball to block it or hit it back. My team, we have a bad habit of once someone with a hard serve keeps going, we normally let that sink in and we try to get out of it, but sometimes we just keep letting it go until they hit the net or mess up. But luckily here, we were able to get back up there, and we're trying now to only let them have a run of 3 or less, because when they keep going, we end up losing more confidence in us. When a pass like that happens, I know at this moment, during this game, my two back row hitters were not comfortable hitting back row. So I really tried to get the ball in a 5 position for my outside hitter, but at the end pushed the ball too far, and it was too close to the net for her to get a good arm swing in. And back to what I was saying about back row attacks, they were not working as well, and I don't know if it was just the first game jitters or if it was my sets weren't high enough, but yeah. Something else that I love about my outside Kinsey, when she does get that good set and does get the steps in, the approaches, the jump, and it all comes together, she really loves hitting line, because that wasn't a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of things that this team we're playing against was used to, in a way. And I love that she can see that and she can just aim right for it, and it most of the time hits dead on. With with Kaylee, like I've said before, my middle hitter right now, she does just dishes up whatever I put in for her, and she doesn't. She's a picky hitter. She loves when I give her that perfect set for her 1 or her 2. But at the same time, she will take whatever she can get and she'll make it work. And then through this game, we did try to run some ones, but of course some of it just wasn't hitting, wasn't landing, and it was a lot for our first game. Right there, Kaylee made a perfect pass, and with that came a great set, and then came her wonderful arm swing. And that's just something that, as a junior to a senior, I'm going to miss dearly, including my outside hitter, Olivia, who is also a senior, and Savannah, who isn't in right now, is also a senior. They all are such a great asset to the team, great friends, and 3 teammates that I'm going to miss. So during this game, we were joking around at how it would be kind of cool that if someone got a foot save. And the 3rd game we played this day was the time that I did get a foot save that none of us thought we would see or get to do. And of course, I didn't get it on video. And my mistake here was that I sometimes second guess myself on if I can get round to the ball to get my hips and shoulders squared to the target to where I want to set the ball. And that's my downfall when I do try to force a middle, but I'm not square to it and I'm just guessing on where to put it. It is something that I'm working really hard on this year with my hitters, with myself, and with the passers as well. Something with blocking that we aren't good at, like blocking as a whole and myself, is that we don't move in the air. So like earlier when the girl was going cross, we did not go, I could not move my body to go cross. And there I am back to jump serve. I loved my jump serve and I loved doing it, but at the same time I wasn't jumping on time to where I was landing in the court and not stepping on the line. And then once I focus on my feet, I don't focus on my toss and it just goes straight into the net, which is something I'm learning to recover from and learning to work on all as a whole. Something that we all do as a whole is that we get in our heads and we don't know how to get out of it in a way. So even though we weren't keeping score and we were just having a timer going, we all knew that in a way they were catching up if it was a real game. And we were trying to get out of it, but we didn't know how to stop our nerves from overcoming what we were doing. Something I love dearly is that when we do get that first pass up and I get to set to a middle who isn't normally a middle hitter, like right then Olivia is an outside hitter, she is not a middle hitter, that we were all able to make the adjustment to still be able to get that kill. And I love how Olivia uses her left hand advantage to tool the blockers. That's one of the reasons why I really hate doing a ballerina pass from all the way from right side to either where the middle or outside can take it, because most of the time it doesn't work. Something I love about my middle hitter right now is that she is a sophomore, and even though she's not the tallest person on the court, she can still hit like any other middle hitter there is. Kylie has a beautiful arm swing, and she can basically make the ball go wherever she wants. Something we have trouble when we do go up to block, or when the other side goes up to hit, is covering. We don't cover very well, but it is something that we're looking to progress through this season and more through time. Something that the back row struggles with is seeing if it's in and out, and then we all kind of struggle with that to know if the person can actually reach it beside us, or if we just don't see it as a whole, if it's coming in or out, which is something that we are all learning to communicate with and get better at. And then as we have one more minute of this game, I would like to say thank you for watching. Thank you for just clicking on the video. Our first official game is going to be at Weimar and Coleman County. We'll be playing against Weimar and Asbury. At the end of this game, we weren't mad on how we performed or how we bounced back. We were, as a whole, very glad of what we did, and knowing that we'll do better in the next game, since we played 2 other games after this. Even though we may not have finished our ideal way, it was still a very well played game from both sides of the court. And that is it. Thank you for watching.